Astos from BCA second sem, standing in front of you all to deliver a presentation on the while loop and do while loop. So before discussing about while loop and do while loop, let us know about that loop. So loop statement is basically used to execute the sequence of statements many times. Just like if we have to print a hello friends 10 times, then we don't have to use and write the same code, that is printf hello world 10 times. We are using the loop and just one time printing that printf hello friends, and we are executing 10 times. So this is the use of loop. Loop basically simplifies the complex problem into the simpler ones. So let's start with the types of loop, that is while loop and do while loop. So first of all, we are discussing the while loop. So basically while loop is known as the pre-tested loop, or we can say an entry control loop. Why we are saying that pre-tested loop? So basically in while loop, before entering into the body of the loop, we are checking the condition. If the condition is true, then only we are entering into the loop. Otherwise, we are not entering into the loop. That's why we are called while loop as a pre-tested. Why we use the while loop? So use a while loop when we don't know the number of iterations. That is, we don't know that how many times that loop has to be run. Then we are using the while. So let's move to the second types of loop. Before we are knowing the example of while, you can see we are taking a count, that is initialization for the loop, that is 1. After that we are checking the condition, that if count is less than or equal to 5, then only we are entering into the loop. And we are taking count as a 1, which is less than 5, so we are entering into the loop. And after that we are executing percentage, that is count. And count is 1, so we are just output goes to be 1. After that, otherwise we are taking to the increment, where 1 is increment by 2. After that we check the condition. If the condition is true, then again we are just entering into the loop. So this is basically the while. Then we are discussing about the do while. Do while loop is known as the post-tested loop. Why? Because here the body of the loop is executed one time before checking the condition. If the condition is false, then after that one time the loop will be executed. This is basically the do while. Why we are using? So using do while loop when we want to execute the code at least once before checking the condition. That's why we are saying it post-tested loop. So this is the while loop and do while loop. Before ending, we are taking example of do while loop, that is where we are taking 1, that is initialization, that is 1. After that we are checking I is equals to percentage d and I. But here what? One time output actually comes 1 always. After that we are checking the condition. If the condition is false, then always one times the loop is also run and the output is 1. So that's all from my side. Thank you.